Hi, my name's Fallon, and I'm here today with Chegg Tutors to talk to you about the theory of differential association. So, the theory of differential association was developed by Edwin Sutherland to try to help explain criminal behavior. Basically, what this theory says is that deviant group behavior results from normative conflict. And I know that sounds like a lot, but stay with me, I'll break it down for you. So, conflict among norms affects deviance when people are part of a variety of social groups. So, you're part of many different social groups: your family, the neighborhood that you live in, the friends that you have at school, your peer groups, and so on. So, each of these groups has a different set of norms, and some of the time, those norms will be different, which means they'll end up conflicting with each other. So, one of these groups will tell you to do one thing and say that that's what you should be doing, and the other group will tell you a different thing. So, for example, your family might say, no, the norm is you have to be home by 10 o'clock every night. And your friend group says, no, the norm for our friend group is that we're going to stay out until midnight every night because that's when we want to be out till. Those norms are going to conflict with each other because they don't say the same thing, and as a result, deviant behavior might happen. So the person whose friends are saying stay out till 12 and whose family is saying come home by 10 might end up deciding to stay out till 12 with their friends because their friend might be a more influential group for them at that point in time. So, the theory says several different things. First, it says that delinquency is a learned behavior, and that delinquency is learned in the same way we as humans learn everything else. So, the same way you've learned algebra, you can learn delinquency. And it says that delinquency is learned through social interactions with others within your close personal groups. So the groups that you're part of that you think are the most important to you are the most likely to influence your behavior. And if the social groups that you're a part of engage in delinquent behavior, you are more likely to learn that delinquent behavior and act on it. This theory also says that whenever you're learning this behavior, not only are you learning how to be delinquent or the techniques that go along with this deviant behavior, but you're also learning the motivations behind it. So why people are acting in the deviant way that they are. And whenever you learn those motivations and you identify with them and they are a strong, good idea for you, then you are a lot more likely to follow through with the deviant behavior that you've learned. If somebody says, I stole this because I thought it would be funny to see the reaction of the store owner, and you don't agree with that motivation, or it isn't a strong motivator for you, then you are less likely to follow through and repeat that deviant behavior that you've just learned through your social interaction with your friend. It also says that a person becomes delinquent because the number of definitions that favor violating a norm is greater than the number of definitions that don't favor violating that norm. And a person learns the definitions about behavior within the groups he or she associates within. So you're going to learn different things in different groups, and how many things in each group you learn about a certain norm are going to affect how you act in terms of that norm. So, and each of these definitions, the definitions of behavior, will vary in frequency, duration, priority, and intensity. So the way that you frame a certain behavior will change throughout your lifetime based on the groups that you associate with and the attitudes that those groups have. Because not every person keeps the exact same beliefs throughout their entire lifetime. And not every person is able to associate with a certain group or social structure the same amount of time or the same amount of intensity. So, like, your friend group during the summer is probably going to have more of an impact on you than if you go away to boarding school to see different people during fall through spring for school. So, I have an example up here for you. It might be a little hard to see, but I'll talk you through it. So, the example that I'm going to give you deals with stealing. And, typically the cultural norm around stealing is that it's not good to do. There are laws against it, and yet people still steal. So part of what this theory does is helps to explain why people might steal, even though the general cultural norm is that it's not okay. So on the left here, we have all the reasons you shouldn't steal. Think of yourself as a young teenager with your group of friends, wondering whether or not you should steal a candy bar from the store. Or maybe something bigger, a car. So on the left here, we have all the reasons you shouldn't steal. Like your family will think less of you. So that's your family group changing the way you think of a norm. You'll go to jail, which is the government affecting whether or your view on a norm. The Bible says you shouldn't steal, which is your religion giving you an opinion on a certain norm. Those are all the reasons why you shouldn't steal. But if you notice on the right, there are more reasons why you should steal. And because those outweigh the other ones, or the reasons that you shouldn't steal, you are more likely to end up stealing if it's a learned behavior within a group that you're part of. So some of the reasons that you should steal are that your friends will think you're cool, everyone steals, no one ever gets caught, you need to steal to get ahead. There are plenty of other reasons why people might choose to steal. But on the other hand, there are also plenty of other reasons why people might choose not to steal. However, in this particular situation, for this particular teenager, the reasons to steal have outweighed the reasons not to steal. So the different associations that this person has with stealing affect whether or not they decide to steal. If they were parts of groups that influenced them into thinking that stealing was a bad thing and that you shouldn't steal, then they're less likely to learn how to steal and then subsequently decide to steal. So to sum up, differential association theory says that conflict among norms can create deviance when there are more reasons to violate a norm than there are to not violate that norm. If you have any other questions, feel free to get in touch with me or another Chegg tutor. Thanks so much for watching.